Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. Mariam, the Ladies Guide, your emotional wellness guide, every Monday morning, giving you these 7 minutes of inspiration, 7 minutes of your time to grow your life, to empower your life, and to remind you of the things that you already know, but maybe you've overlooked them. Things that will grow your life from time to time, and the small things that you need to know in case you want to live a more fulfilling and happy life. So previously we looked at let your fingers do the talking, writing down your feelings and your thoughts for emotional wellness. That in the turmoil of life, in the emotional turbulence that you're facing in your life, if you get to write down your feelings, it is very simple for you to track the source of your problem or to know what you're supposed to do to solve the problem. So we said the hand and the mind are intertwined, that the fingers have a mind of their own. That when you're writing down, you actually realize that what you're writing down and what you're thinking are two different things. And we say the hands are always right. So that's what we covered previously in last week. In case you missed, please visit the channel, type Mariam Naguja and write fingers do the talking. Just write that phrase and the video will be available to you. And don't forget to subscribe in case it's your very first time on the channel. Today, let's look at let the water boil. Let your water boil. You see, in life, we lose patience. We want fast results. Each one of us wants instant wealth. To produce a product today and tomorrow you put in the market and then you get profits. But that's not possible because each and everything in life has a different price to pay. There is what they call cost assessment. We shall talk about it in the future. So, let your water boil means when you put water on the fire and you cover the water to start boiling. Don't keep checking, opening the lid to see whether the water is boiling or it's not boiling. If you keep opening and checking, you delay the process of the water to boil. So is life. When you are trying to do anything which is meaningful, when you're trying to set a foundation of anything, and then you keep opening and checking and not being patient, you don't get results quickly. You delay the results. Let's take a scenario of a salesman or a marketing manager checking on the prospect every minute to make them take a decision. Every time you're making too many calls, you're spamming your client or your prospect with a lot of messages, you lose the business deal. They will not give you the deal. Meaning that you're opening the lid of the water and you're not letting it boil. If you sell a concept to somebody, give them time to take a decision. The same with dating. When you are in dating, let the man go through the process of that vasopressin, the hormone that men go through when they're falling in love. If you don't allow it to take the process, then you make him hurry up to take a decision, he may not be in position. And sooner or later, they throw off the relationship because you lacked patience. So this concept works in every sector of your life, in sales, in business, in relationships, in marriage. Let the water boil. Let's have the patience to go through the seasons of everything. Every business goes through a development process. Every product has a life cycle. Go through that cycle. And don't be impatient because whenever you're impatient, you delay the process of its growth and development. So in life, we say less is more. Meaning that don't overcall a client, remind them to pay you. One call is enough. One message is enough. You don't need to spam them with messages reminding them of payment. You lack patience. You lack poise. You don't want the water to boil. You're keeping opening the lid unless they won't pay you. So when you're producing a product, you see, when I was writing this book, I read 300 different books, relationships, just to produce one. Because I wanted to bring everyone's thought into one book. And it took me over 5 years writing a book. Because I wanted to produce a product which is going to pass the test of time. Right now, my book is in 10 years. Yes, it's clocking 10 years. But every generation will read the book and it will be relevant to them in real time. Because I was patient in the production process. I didn't open the water to see it boiling. So every time you're trying to form a product, every time you're forming a dream, every time you're trying to produce something, Give it time to go through the process. Just like the way nature brings out a flower, effortlessly, slowly, to blossom it into a beautiful rose. So is life. Stop rushing things. Many people bring half-baked products on the market. Many people are half-baked public speakers on the market, half-baked writers. You did go through the process of growth. Go through the process. Don't open the lid of the water. Allow it to boil, to take up the temperature until when it's ready. You get it faster. You get the results faster than forcing results. So is a relationship, so is life, so is everything in life. So today's 7 minutes of inspiration, we need to remind you that anything which has value, anything which has a lot of value takes like time to develop. Just understand this is that cost assessment. Pay the price. I always remind you, pay the price. Don't read 10 books to produce one book. Don't be the 300 books I produced for one. 300 to produce one copy like this. Then why you read 50 books and produce a book? That is too low. You've not compared, you've not, come to a yardstick. And then you make a conclusion that if 300 people are saying the same word, then it must be true. If 500 people are saying the same word, then it must be true. Be very patient in your development process, in the product development process, so that when the product is in the market, it is not half baked. Because no matter how you bring out something when it's half baked, it will not pass the test of time, it will not be loved by clients, and it will fall off and it will not pay. Okay? So let's take slow progress. Let's take baby steps. Go through the process. Train. My students have in classes. Come train. Train before you become a writer. Train before you become a public speaker. Don't go out there to rush on just passion. Passion is not enough. Skill it. You have to first skill it. That is what we have to do in the 7 minutes of inspiration. Just to remind you, let the water boil. Don't keep opening the lid. Produce a product. Let it take the life cycle. Wait. And then you'll have the best results for life. Join in next week again in the 7 minutes of inspiration. Love you so much. Mariam Nakuja, the Ladies Guide.